much did he win and how much does the crown cost? Miss World 2024. What is the prize of Kristina Pajkova, winner of Miss World 2024? And how much does the crown cost? The representative of the Czech Republic took the crown in the contest held at the Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai, India. After several days in which more than 100 participants from different nationalities made known their abilities, attributes, costumes and social works to benefit the most disadvantaged communities, this Saturday, March 9th, the crowning ceremony of Miss World 2024 will take place. The event that will crown the new beauty queen in its 71st edition of the pageant will take place at the Geo World Convention Center, in Mumbai, India. A space that has a total area of 103,012 square meters, where exhibitions, conventions, meetings and top-level social events are normally organized. What is the prize for the new Miss World? Kristina Pajkova becomes an ambassador for different charitable causes supported by the Miss World organization, from humanitarian efforts to environmental projects. The winner of this contest would receive $1 million to help start her humanitarian career and launch projects in favor of the community and environmental conservation, promoting a message of peace, becoming one of the most influential figures in the world. How much does the Miss World 2024 crown cost? It is important to mention that Miss World or Miss World is the longest running beauty pageant in the world, since 1951 the most beautiful and talented woman on the planet has been crowned. However, since 1955 the first crown was awarded to Susana Duaim, representative of Venezuela. Currently the Miss World crown is valued at approximately $750,000, that is, it has an estimated value of almost 2 billion Colombian pesos. According to Economic Times, the crown was designed by a Czech jeweler and is composed of crystals that represent the New York skyline, and contains diamonds, sapphires, pearls, gold and silver. Furthermore, there is a quite particular fact that revolves around the Miss World crown, because although it is one of the most expensive that exists, it is not only its economic value that restricts who can or cannot touch it. Precisely, Vanessa Ponce de Leon, Miss World 2018, in the middle of an interview for Excelsior, said that there are a series of restrictions imposed by the Miss World organization for the use and wearing of the crown, given that only the winner is the one who can touch it. In that sense, the former Miss World assured that the crown has to travel in a specific suitcase to guarantee its complete protection, so that only people who belong to the institution can carry it. Milena Wardhan's Andean pop comes to Europe with stops in Barcelona and Madrid. Milena Wardhan's Andean pop comes to Europe with stops in Barcelona and Madrid. Milena Wardhan, the singer who has revolutionized the codes of traditional Peruvian music through contemporary pop, begins a tour of Europe. This will take her from this Thursday, March 7th to the Razzmatazz 2 in Barcelona and on Friday, March 8th at the Choco in Madrid. The artist born in Lima is the representative of the so-called Andean pop. It is a style that draws from the roots of traditional folk music born in the soul of the native peoples of Peru, Chile, Ecuador and northern Argentina. Milena especially connects the Andean tradition of her native Peru with a pop production where dance melodies are the center of the composition. She also connects her music with urban rhythms like reggaeton and electronic sounds. Without a doubt, Wardhan has renewed the codes of traditional music of the Latin American continent. And we can hear this musical style in March in Spain, March 7th and 8th, and in Europe. She will also play in Paris on March 10th, Turin on March 15th, Milan on March 17th, and Berlin on March 23rd. Meanwhile, Milena won the Silver Seagull at the prestigious Viña del Mar Festival in 2023 and from there the artist, called Reina Inca, is taking Andean music to a new sonic dimension. In an international turn for her career, Wardhan announced her participation in the Viña del Mar International Song Festival. Her recent song Warmizate, which in Quechua means little woman, was chosen to represent her at this musical event. The announcement was made in December 2022, generating expectations among her followers. In February 2023, at the age of 22, Milena won the Silver Seagull in the folklore competition of the Viña del Mar Festival. This victory in Viña del Mar further consolidated Warthan's name in the Peruvian music scene and projected her internationally. International Indian Pop 2023. In 2023, Milena Warthan released her long-awaited first album titled Pop Andino. The album is made up of 15 songs. Pop Andino is described as a very emotional album that evokes deep feelings. In addition, it has the special participation of the voice of her grandmother, Teresita, who, through narrations, provides an additional dimension to the songs, as if she were telling a story. This album features collaborations with artists from the Peruvian and Bolivian music scene. Among them are Eva Ion, Renata Flores, Amanda Portales and the Bolivian duo Chila Jatun. According to Warthan, her album invites listeners to embark on a musical journey full of emotions, personal experiences and deep cultural connections. On the occasion of the release of the album, Warthan organized an avant-premiere with a red carpet where different local celebrities paraded. The premiere of Warthan's single was not only an entertainment event, but also an opportunity to promote his new album and generate expectations among his followers and the general public. During the evening, fragments of the album were presented. Next, on May 1, 2023, Warthan collaborated with the musical group Antología for the song No Volvieres Más. Cusco, a tour guide died and 6 tourists were injured after being struck by lightning on the Seven Colors Mountain. Cusco, a tour guide died and 6 tourists were injured after being struck by lightning on the Seven Colors Mountain. All the injured are French nationals and were taken to a clinic in Cusco to be treated as they suffered burns. A tour guide died and 6 other French tourists were injured after being struck by lightning on the afternoon of Sunday, March 10, when they were heading to the Mountain of Seven Colors, in the Palcoyo sector, in the province of Canchis, Cusco region. The Cusco Police Region reported that the deceased was identified as Glauter Paul Carmeta Trevino, 47. The affected tourists had to be helped to a clinic. The French visitors were identified as Xavier Denis Bruno, 40, Leroux Gwenola Marilyn Michel, 22, Giselle Bertie Lee Marie Alicia, 26, Villar Robin Gaisova, 26, Barbeau Alberic Alexander Mathieu, 25, and Lopignon Eric Eve, 38, who were diagnosed with burns and injuries while traveling to the Mountain of Seven Colors. The Chacacup police station coordinated with the representative of the public ministry to continue with the corresponding procedures. New route for Humante. A new pedestrian path is implemented so that national and foreign tourists can reach the Humante Lagoon in the Salcantay snow-capped mountain, located in the Malapada district, Anta province, in the Cusco region, after the closure of the main entrance due to the damage generated by heavy rains. Hilton Nawamel, municipal manager of the municipality of Malapada, said that the alternate route is already enabled and all that remains is to place signage and some ropes to guarantee the passage of visitors. For a safe place, in the upper part, we are diverting with an alternate route so that visitors can continue visiting our attractions, such as the Humante Lagoon. For today we have everything ready. It is true that we are missing the issue of sanitation and some other components, but since yesterday they are even using this alternative route, said the municipal manager. Cusco, doctors discharge 5 of the 6 tourists who suffered lightning strikes at Montaña Siete Colores. Only a young French woman remains hospitalized because she has a head injury as a result of the electric shock at the tourist attraction. 5 of the 6 French tourists who were injured by a lightning strike on the well-known Siete Colores mountain, in the Palcoyo sector, in the province of Canchis, in the Cusco region, have already been discharged. The lightning strike occurred on the afternoon of Sunday, March 10, and left a tourist guide, identified as Glauter Paul Carmeta Trevino, 47, as the only fatality. Tourists discharged after receiving care at the Swiss-Peruvian clinic. Oscars 2024, complete list of the winners of the Big Night of Cinema. Oscar Awards 2024, complete list of the winners of the Big Night of Cinema. Oppenheimer and Poor Things stood out as some of the stars of the night. Find out who the winners of the 2024 Oscars were in the 23 categories in competition. On Sunday, March 10, the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles was the setting for the 2024 Oscars, presented for the 4th time by Jimmy Kimmel. The film Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan, stood out by winning 7 of the 13 categories in which it was nominated, including the Best Picture award. The epic drama won the statuettes for Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Supporting Actor. In addition, it won for photography, editing and soundtrack. Meanwhile, the other favorite of the night, Poor Things, by Yorgos Lanthimos, took home the awards for Best Actress, Best Production Design, Best Costume Design and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Here is the complete list of winners, highlighted among the nominees. Best Film at the 2024 Oscars. Oppenheimer. Best Director at the 2024 Oscars. Christopher Nolan, by Oppenheimer. Best Actor at the 2024 Oscars. Cillian Murphy, for Oppenheimer. Best Supporting Actor at the 2024 Oscars. Robert Downey Jr., by Oppenheimer. Best Actress at the 2024 Oscars. Emma Stone, for Poor Things. Best Supporting Actress at the 2024 Oscars. Davina Joy Randolph, for The Holdovers. Best Original Screenplay at the 2024 Oscars. Justine Triet and Arthur Harari, for Anatomy of a Fall. Best Adapted Screenplay at the 2024 Oscars. Cord Jefferson, for American Fiction. Best Animated Film at the 2024 Oscars. The Boy and the Heron, by Hayao Miyazaki and Toshio Suzuki. Best International Film at the 2024 Oscars. The Zone of Interest, by Jonathan Glazer, United Kingdom. Best Documentary Feature at the 2024 Oscars. 20 Days in Mariupol. Best Documentary Short Film at the 2024 Oscars. The Last Repair Show. Best Short Film at the 2024 Oscars. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Better Animated Short Film at the 2024 Oscars. War is Over. Inspired by the music of John and Yoko. Best Original Score at the 2024 Oscars. Ludwig Göransson, for Oppenheimer. Best Original Song at the 2024 Oscars. What Was I Made For? By Barbie. Best Sound at the 2024 Oscars. Taryn Willers and Johnny Byrne, for The Zone of Interest. Best Photography at the 2024 Oscars. Hoyte van Hoytema, by Oppenheimer. Best Production Design at the 2024 Oscars. Shona Heath, James Price, and Susan Mihalek, for Poor Things. Best Editing at the 2024 Oscars. Jennifer Lame, for Oppenheimer. Best Costume Design at the 2024 Oscars. Holly Waddington, for Poor Things. Best Makeup and Hairstyling at the 2024 Oscars. Mark Couley, Nadia Stacey, and Josh Weston, for Poor Things. Best Visual Effects at the 2024 Oscars. Kosuke Taguchi and Takashi Yamazaki, for Godzilla -1. Leave the 29 called up by Jorge Fossati for the Friends Against Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. 29 called up by Jorge Fossati for the Friendlies Against Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. Jorge Fossati announced his first list as coach of the Peruvian national team. There are news and absences for the clashes against Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic on March 22 and 26. The coach of the Peruvian national team, Jorge Fossati, provided this Tuesday his first call-up list as strategist of the bicolor. At a press conference in La Videna, the Uruguayan mentioned the players called up for the matches with Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic. The first big surprise is the call from Jose Rivera, a soccer player from Universitario de Deportes. For the experienced coach, his presence is due to the work he is currently doing and what he did last season. The strategist also referred to Oliver Sony's call. As he indicated, he does it because he wants to see him not only training, but also playing. For you it may be a surprise, but not for me. We want to see it, and to see it really we have to see it training and playing, and if not it will always be what it could have been, he indicated. Then, the strategist spoke about the call-up of other players such as Paulo Guerrero, Brian Reina, his next rivals and if he will maintain the game system with which he became champion with Universitario. List of called archers: Pedro Galese, Renato Solis, Diego Romero, Carlos Casada. Defenses: Anderson Santamaria, Eric Noriega, Miguel Araujo, Aldo Corzo, Alexander Collins, Luis Abram, Carlos Escuse, Luis Advincula, Oliver Sani, Miguel Trauco, Marcos Lopez, Frills, Wilder Cartagena, Martin Tavara, Sergio Pena, Jesus Castillo, Piero Quispe, João Grimaldo, Franz, Andy Polo, Franco Zainolato, Gianluca Lapadula, Brian Reina, Paulo Guerrero, Edison Flores, Jose Rivera, Lucia Arellano. Beyond the Crown, a legacy of beauty, determination and Peruvian pride in Miss World 2024. Lucia Arellano, Beyond the Crown, a legacy of beauty, determination and Peruvian pride in Miss World 2024. On a stage full of brilliance and elegance, Lucia Arellano, our beloved Peruvian representative, dazzled the world last Saturday, March 9th at the Miss World 2024 pageant. With grace, beauty and a heart full of determination, she managed to classify among the outstanding of the top 40, carrying with him the pride of representing his beloved country, Peru. Lucia Arellano gave herself completely in every step of the competition, demonstrating not only her dazzling physical presence, but also her intelligence, elegance and charisma that characterize her. Her participation in this prestigious pageant was not only a reflection of her external beauty, but also of her internal beauty, full of values, determination and a genuine representation of the Peruvian essence. Although the crown did not rest on her head on this occasion, Lucia Arellano has left an indelible mark on the history of Miss World 2024, making it clear that her participation transcends beyond the titles and recognitions. Her dedication and dedication with her NGO Similitas de Belén have left the name of Peru high, reminding us all that true beauty goes beyond the surface and is reflected in the character and passion of those who strive to represent to his nation. At this time, we want to express our sincere gratitude to Lucia Arellano for her hard work, dedication and for giving her maximum effort in each phase of the competition. Her valuable contribution has not only inspired her compatriots in Peru, but has left an indelible mark in the hearts of those who had the privilege of witnessing her dazzling participation in Miss World 2024. Lucia, thank you for being an exemplary ambassador of Peruvian beauty and for bringing with you the spirit and grace of your Peru to the world stage. Your courage and dedication are worthy of admiration, and we are sure that your path will be full of success and new opportunities. Peru is proud of you, Lucia Arellano. Cusqueño aspires to become Mr. Supranational Peru 2024 and represent us in Poland. Cusqueño aspires to become Mr. Supranational Peru 2024 and represent us in Poland. Nicolás Ortega, a 22-year-old young man, seeks to become Mr. Supranational Peru in the next competition, a contest that he is directed by none other than Jessica Newton. His goal is to carry the colors of our country, and although beauty counts, his aspiration is to leave the colors of our country high. This young man, far from being a boy who attracts attention from young girls, is 22 years old, is from Cusco but has a livestock business in the Cusco Valley, as well as provides his professional knowledge to his family's company that is dedicated to hotel industry. Diarra says, I seek to represent my country because I am clear that tourism is a great source of investment for my countrymen. As a Cusco native, I want the best for my people, says the boy, who is also a fan of Muay Thai. For this reason, his great goal is to represent our country in Poland. He has the necessary tools to promote our gastronomy, tourism and natural beauty. Peru is the eye of culture before the world, and I feel that through this contest, far from winning it, we can carry that message so that people who do not know about our homeland can come and invest in what is ours. Thus, the candidate for the title of Mr. Supranational Peru 2024 seeks to become a role model for many young people who seek to make their dreams come true. I want to inspire people, and especially youth, to achieve their goals and be the best version of themselves, he concluded. In this way, the event directed by Jessica Newton opens the way for the representation of our country in the Mr. Supranational, which is held every year in Poland. At his young age, Ortega is a commercial engineer and runs his own livestock business in the Cusco Valley, in addition to working in his family's hotel business. One of his passions is sport, being a prominent Muay Thai fan. For me, it is an honor and a source of happiness to represent my beloved Cusco in this contest. I am preparing to give my all and leave my country well, commented Nicolas Ortega. Thus, the candidate for the title of Mr. Supranational Peru 2024 seeks to become a role model for many young people who seek to make their dreams come true. I want to inspire people, and especially youth, to achieve their goals and be the best version of themselves, he adds. Nicolas is 1.90 tall, he is a lover of nature, adventure and contact sports, as well as a disciplined professional. His goal is to win the national competition and represent Peru in Poland, a competition that will soon take place, and for this challenge he has been preparing for 8 months with the utmost commitment. Official. Lima is chosen to host the 2027 Pan American and Pan American Games. Official. Lima is chosen to host the 2027 Pan American and Pan American Games. The candidacy of the Peruvian capital surpassed that of Asunción in votes, so the Pan American Games returned to the country after the Lima 2019 edition. The greatest sporting event in America returns to Peru. This Tuesday, the city of Lima was chosen as the venue for the 2027 Pan American and Pan American Games, after the extraordinary General Assembly of Pan Am Sports held in Miami, where the Peruvian capital won the votes over Asunción. Lima obtained 28 of a total of 52 votes, officially becoming the organization of the Pan American Games for the second time in its history, after the edition that took place in Lima 2019. Neven Illich, president of Pan Am Sports, was in charge of unveiling the winning venue, after the presentation of the two candidates in Miami. Participating on behalf of the Peruvian delegation were Gustavo Adrianson, President of the Council of Ministers, Rafael Lopez Aliaga, Mayor of Metropolitan Lima, Renzo Manuari, President of the Peruvian Olympic Committee, and Eduardo Romay, representative of Peruvian athletes. The Pan American Games returned to Lima. At the beginning of January, Pan Am Sports announced the withdrawal of the headquarters to Barranquilla, Colombia, stating that this was carried out due to non-compliance with established requirements. Thus, the presentation of the candidacies began, where the cities of Lima and Asunción applied. With the organization's precedent in 2019, the Peruvian capital won the votes. Happy with Lima, we will have a huge Pan American Games in 2027, said Neven Illich after announcing the winning venue. I want to highlight the transparency of the process and the brotherhood of both nations that competed healthily for the right to host the 2027 Pan American Games. I want to congratulate Lima, the Peruvian Olympic Committee and its president Renzo Manuari, and all of Peru for this tremendous achievement. A few years ago, they made an entire continent vibrate, and today, with more experience and a spectacular infrastructure, they want to repeat or improve the success achieved in 2019, said the top executive of Pan Am Sports. Lima will once again host the Pan American and Pan American Games, being the successor to Santiago 2023, where the Peruvian sports delegation achieved the best presentation in its history. Government support for Lima 2027. President Dina Boluarte was part of the presentation through a video, in which she noted that you have my commitment and that of all Peruvians to work tirelessly so that Lima makes history again in 2027, in favor of athletes and all your families. We value the effort they make. We have experience. We did it with excellence in the 2019 Pan American and Pan American Games. We have talented athletes, sports facilities and a willing country. For the 2027 Pan American Games there will be a budget that exceeds $369 million, with approximately 1.5% for contingencies. It was also announced, regarding the Pan American Village, that 5 additional towers will be built, each with 10 floors. When will the 2027 Pan American Games take place? During the presentation at the Extraordinary General Assembly of Pan Am Sports, it was noted that Lima is capable of developing the Pan American Games in any period of 2027, although the month of September is mainly targeted. Lima has the infrastructure ready at the Videna venues, athletic stadium, aquatic center and velodrome, Villa Maria del Triunfo, baseball, softball, rugby, hockey, frontone paddle, aquatic center and athletics field, Costa Verde, skatedrome, track BMX race, FOP BMX freestyle, skate park and sand courts, Villa El Salvador, approved volleyball field, adaptable to organize competitions such as juicing, gymnastics and more, and Punta Rocas. Its worth to Peru. Alonso Correa qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Its worth to Peru. Alonso Correa qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. National surfer Alonso Correa got his pass to Paris 2024 after his good performance at the ISA World Surfing Games in Puerto Rico. One more Peruvian. Alonso Correa achieved the great goal of his career. This Friday he secured his participation in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games after a good performance at the ISA World Surfing Games, in Puerto Rico. The information indicates that after entering round 6 of the main event, Alonso Correa guaranteed his pass to Paris 2024. With this, he is the third Peruvian surfer who will compete in the Olympic Games after the classification of Saul Aguirre and Luca Messinas. Correa, 25 years old, will have the opportunity to compete in his first Olympic Games with Team Peru, which will seek to have more qualifiers in the coming weeks. In Puerto Rico, the national surfer confirmed his good moment. In mid-February he won the Billabong Señoritas Open QS Men's Championship in Lima after winning the final against Cristobal de Colonel. Let us remember that Alonso Correa achieved the runner-up World Championship in surfing under 18 at the ISA World Junior held in Portugal, in 2016. List of qualifiers from Peru to Paris 2024. Daniela Borda, shooting. Nicolás Pacheco, shot. Stefano Pesquiera, sailing. Florence Chiarella, sailing. Kimberly Garcia, march. Mary Luz Angia, march. Cesar Rodriguez, marching. Evelyn Inga, marching. Luca Messinas, surfing. Saul Aguirre, surfing. Alonso Correa, surfing. Ines Castillo, badminton. Christian Pacheco, marathon. Gladys Tejeda, marathon. Giovanna de la Cruz, marathon. Luz Mary Rojas, marathon. Lucia Arellano speaks out after being in the top 40 of Miss World 2024, it is a dream to have represented them. Lucia Arellano speaks out after being in the top 40 of Miss World 2024, it is a dream to have represented them. The model from Iquitos did not qualify for the top 12 of the International Beauty Contest and she missed the opportunity to win the crown. Lucia Arellano is preparing to return to Peru after her participation in Miss World 2024, whose grand final took place this Saturday, March 9th. Despite having been one of the favorites, the model from Iquitos failed to qualify for the top 12 and was eliminated from the beauty contest, which was won by Kristina Pajhova, representative of the Czech Republic. Through her social networks, Lucia Arellano sent an emotional message to the Peruvian people, pointing out that she fulfilled one of her greatest dreams, representing the country in one of the most important competitions. My Peru, today I write these lines to you with a heart full of pride, of being able to have fulfilled one of the many desires of my heart, to call myself Peru before the world. It is a dream come true to have represented them with my heart and in every step I have taken and to carry the message that we are capable of turning the impossible into reality. They have been months of great dedication and discipline, she wrote. Lucia Arellano also thanked the Miss World and Miss Peru World organizations for giving visibility to her social project, the NGO Semillitas de Belén. Today we started writing a great story for my wonderful children from Semillitas de Belén. Thank you to Miss World and Miss World Peru for allowing Peru to be present on the biggest stage in the world. I cannot be more proud to come from the Peruvian Amazon and show all my culture, history, roots and customs, and today we have managed to put Peru before the eyes of the world after so many years, she explained. Finally, the Peruvian model described her time at Miss World 2024 as an enriching experience, of pure inspiration and learning from 112 sensational women making a change in their country, and we will continue working to achieve a better world starting in my happy place, my Peru. I am infinitely grateful to each person who accompanied me on this path, they are angels in my life. From my family, friends, brothers, styling team, designers, teachers, you know who you are, mixologists, my entire Peru and every person who left me a message of encouragement, you have my entire heart. I love you, Peru. She concluded in her message. Will Lucia Arellano apply for Miss Peru Universe? Although Lucia Arellano did not qualify for the top 12 of Miss World 2024, her participation has impressed beauty pageant lovers. For this reason, through social networks, several asked him to nominate the Aikido model not to give up on her dreams and to apply for Miss Peru Universe, organized by Jessica Newton. I am happy with my stage at Miss World Peru. I feel that I still have a lot to do. I have not yet awarded the crown. You ask me to go to another contest, but I am still Miss World Peru. How am I going to think about another contest when I'm still wearing the Peruvian sash? She responded during an Instagram live broadcast. On the other hand, she implied that she would not apply for Miss Peru Universe because she needed a break from beauty pageants. The pageants are beautiful, but it is also necessary to take a break, recharge energy, take a break. This year I want to continue focusing on my pageant, enjoy the months I have left as Miss World Peru, she added. Who is Lucia Arellano? Lucia Arellano is a model, businesswoman and former professional athlete. She spent much of her life in Iquitos, studying primary and secondary school at Colegio Sagrado Corazón, where she discovered her passion for volleyball. She represented her region in several national championships. Upon leaving school, she studied law at the National University of the Peruvian Amazon, UNAP. When she came of age, she left her degree and decided to go to Houston, United States, where she studied international business. New Blues returns in one last farewell concert, the largest in its history. New Blues and his last mega concert. New Blues says goodbye. New Blues returns in one last farewell concert, the largest in his history. Almendra, Kshami, Lily and the entire cast of Cinderella's and Golmojis will make a spectacular presentation at the San Marcos Stadium to say goodbye to their clouds. It will be a mega concert that will include a previous festival full of surprises. After 28 years since the last broadcast of New Blues, Almendra Gmelski, Kshami Zbiel and Lily Braun will once again wear the iconic and colorful Delina costumes to say goodbye to the stage. They will be joined by Maria Pia and Ana Karina Coppola, Christian Rivero, Marco Zanino, Rosana Fernandez Maldonado, Daniela Sarfati and the twins Annabelle and Antoinette Elias, among other members of the original cast of the Remembered Children's program. New Blues' big party, The Farewell, promises to be a monumental event, which will take place at the San Marcos Stadium on July 20 starting at 7 p.m. This will be the most ambitious local artistic production in recent years, as it will have an impressive artistic, scenic, technical and special effects display. The event is sponsored by Radio Corazon. With this announcement, the intrigue that surrounded the photographs that the Delinas and the cast shared on their social networks weeks ago dissipates. These publications, full of nostalgia, remembered the years in which they lived in the cloud and filled thousands of children around the world with joy. When does the pre-sale of New Blues, The Farewell start? The Cloud crew, determined to reach the stars while singing enchanting melodies, return to Earth for the last time with a show full of magic, nostalgia and surprises. In addition to the impressive stage built for this event, the New Blues Fair will also take place, where all fans will be able to relive one of the best times of their childhood. This will be the last opportunity to see the Delinas, Golmojis and Cinderella's together. The pre-sale of tickets will begin on Wednesday, March 13th and will continue until Friday, the 15th of the same month starting at 10 a.m. on Teleticket, with prices from S/40.00. What is Cloudlight? New Blues was a Peruvian children's program from the 1990s, broadcast by Panamericana Televisión. It was performed on the set of the Amauta Coliseum and such was the success that it was broadcast internationally, in more than 24 countries. This space became a Saturday children's party where magic took viewers to a cloud commanded by Glufo, a friend of the Delinas. The Nubitors participated in various games and were rewarded with the famous cones that came full of sweets. It's not goodbye, it's forever. Delinas from New Blues give details about the farewell concert. After the announcement of the New Blues concert, The Farewell, Almendra Gmelski was happy that in a few hours the pre-sale tickets on Teleticket had been sold out, 3 seats completely sold out. Likewise, Kshemizi Beale hopes to see 50,000 people in the San Marcos Stadium singing the best hits of the program that was part of a generation in Latin America. New Blues was a school, not only of life where we created a powerful family, but also a school of talented, artistic. We had great training and they left a great mark that now allows us to stand on stage. For this reason, he considered that this farewell concert is not goodbye, it is forever. When we say goodbye, it's actually a way for us to say no, it's forever, too, as parents, give messages to our children and so on, Gomelsky added. For this show, not only will the Cindelas and the Golmojis be there, but also those who worked on New Blues so that it is crowned as one of the most remembered programs on national TV. Everyone will be at the farewell. They will come from Holland, the United States. We are happy because there is a big call, said Almendra, keeping some surprises. Why is it still valid 28 years after its last broadcast? For the Delinas, the most important thing about the show were the messages they imparted. The winning formula was that, the message was always forceful, that, in a difficult time, talking about nature does not go out of fashion, about positive habits, and that is a legacy that we Delinas left. Now they are parents of many children who come to receive that message, commented Kshemizi Beale. After sweeping the pre-sale, regular tickets for New Blues, the farewell are now available on Teleticket. Miss Peru 2024 presented Nayaj Gomez, a plus-size candidate seeking the crown of the beauty pageant. Miss Peru 2024 presented Nayaj Gomez, a plus-size candidate seeking the crown of the beauty pageant. Jessica Newton, leader of the organization, welcomed the curvy model to the national contest. In the search to find the next national representative in Miss Universe, the organization led by Jessica Newton has incorporated a new candidate who challenges conventional beauty standards. After many years, Miss Peru has confirmed the participation of a curvy model named Nayaj Gomez Pumarada, who seeks to be the successor of Camila Escribans. This historic moment took place during a meeting between Jessica Newton and Nayaj Gomez Pumarada at the organization's offices, where the businesswoman expressed her enthusiasm for the inclusion of the plus-size model in the beauty contest. "Welcome, you have a super big challenge and I am sure that from today we will enjoy it," she said. The Miss Peru 2024 candidate said she felt excited to be part of such an important event. "For me it is a dream to be able to represent the plus-size woman. I want to cry with emotion, thank you Jessica," she expressed before showing her skills on the catwalk. Nayaj Gomez defended her nomination for Miss Peru. After announcing her inclusion in the Miss Peru 2024 contest, the plus-size model received harsh criticism from users who questioned her participation in the contest. In the midst of the controversy, Nayaj Gomez Pumarada shared an inspiring message on her social networks to defend her presence in the contest. "The real reason for my participation is and will be the presentation. When a girl grows up seeing that there is another person with whom she identifies, she grows up loving and respecting her body. Our body is our temple, therefore we must take care of it not from hatred, not by comparing ourselves with others but from acceptance. It is not normalizing obesity, it is normalizing that our bodies are constantly changing, that is the only certainty of change," she wrote. Gomez Pumarada also recommended that her followers take care of mental, physical and spiritual health. "We are in this together. Let's change lives and change the world, let's be agents of change," she said. Who is Nayaj Gomez? Nayaj Gomez Pumarada is a plus-size model and beauty queen, who has stood out in the field of modeling by becoming a key figure in the plus-size fashion scene in Peru. After leaving her career as an environmental engineer, she began her career in modeling 3 years ago, participating in the Miss Peru Curvy. Today, she plays a fundamental role as an educator at the CM School and Agency, a pioneer institution in the country in the training of curvy models. Since her foray into modeling, Nayaj has not only managed to establish herself as a reference in the plus-size fashion sector, but she has also demonstrated her entrepreneurial spirit through the creation of Femi Makeup, an innovative project that combines makeup and styling. This business has allowed her to collaborate with prominent names in the artistic world such as Tony Sukar and Daniela Darcour, expanding her influence beyond the catwalks. Camila Escribans will hand over her crown. After participating 3 times in Miss Peru, Camila Escribans was chosen to represent our country in Miss Universe 2023. On the night of December 15th, at the Jose Adolfo Pineda National Gymnasium, in El Salvador, the national model competed against more of 80 candidates from all over the world. At the end of the gala, the Peruvian was among the 10 most beautiful women on the planet. The winner ended up being Xianis Palacios from Nicaragua. President Boluarte does not meet the Santiago 2023 medalists. Luz Mary Rojas criticized the government for not giving apartments to Santiago 2023 medalists. President Boluarte does not keep her word. The national athlete regretted that Dina Boluarte continues without commenting on her promise to give the apartments to all the medalists in the last Pan American Games. Marathon runner Luz Mary Rojas welcomed the fact that Lima will once again host the Pan American Games in 2027, however, she confessed to feeling very worried, because the government of President Dina Boluarte continues not to give her the department that she was offered after winning a medal in Santiago 2023. I am uncomfortable with President Dina Boluarte, because she does not keep her word. She has promised to give all the medalists an apartment. Something she did not say until now. For the next Pan American Games, how does she want to get there, because in reality the party athletes do it. Regarding the recognitions for the medalists of Santiago 2023, the respective bill was presented by the executive in October 2023. This initiative is still under analysis by the Budget and General Account Commissions of the Republic and Education, Youth and Congress Sport. Luz Mary Rojas reiterated her questions regarding the lack of support from the state in the preparation of all athletes and pointed out that a lot of investment will be needed for the next Pan American Games in the capital. It takes a lot of financial resources, because it is a strong investment. Every time you improve your level it is a big effort you give, leaving aside your family. It is unfair that there is not enough support for athletes, he added. Qualified for Paris 2024. Luz Mary Rojas, a member of the National Marathon Program, PNM, of the Peruvian Sports Institute, IPD, qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, after achieving a time of 2 hours 26 minutes 47 seconds in the Seville Marathon. The 30-year-old athlete finished the competition in 20th place in the women's category and surpassed the minimum mark required, 2:26 and 50 seconds, by World Athletics, with which she will make her official debut in an Olympic event. In this way, she becomes the 4th representative of national athletics to secure her place in the world's largest multi-sport event, after Gladys Tejeda, Giovanna de la Cruz and Cristian Pacheco, who qualified for her in the 2023 Seville Marathon. In the female category, the winner was Esmera Gebro from Ethiopia, 2:22 and 13 seconds, and in the male category, her compatriot Deresa Gelita, 2:03 and 27 seconds. FIFA bombshell. The U17 World Cup will be played every year. FIFA bombshell. The U17 World Cup will be played every year. FIFA announced that the U17 World Cup will be played every year and will feature 48 teams. The men's and women's World Cups will be played annually starting in 2025, with a fixed venue for the first years, and the quotas have also been expanded. Surprising decision by FIFA. This Thursday, prior to the 74th FIFA Congress, the highest governing body of football announced that the U17 Football World Cup, both in the men's and women's branches, will be held annually starting in 2025. Since its first edition, the U17 World Cup has been held biannually, the last time being the competition held in Indonesia. The competition will be running again from 2025 and will then be held year after year, also adopting Qatar as the fixed men's venue until 2029. New U17 World Cup. While Qatar will be the organizer of the men's competition for the next 5 years, Morocco will host the women's venue until 2029. The men's U17 Soccer World Cup will also have a greater number of participants, since it was decided to expand the number from 24 to 48 teams, which will also lead to an increase in quotas in the various qualifying tournaments for each confederation. Likewise, the Women's Championship will now be played with 24 teams, it was played with 16. This is preceded by a process of declarations of interest carried out around the world to host the competitions, with special emphasis on taking advantage of existing football infrastructure and making the competitions more efficient and sustainable, highlights FIFA through a statement. Peru in the U17 World Cup. Peru had received the FIFA headquarters to organize the 2023 U17 World Cup, a decision that the governing body changed due to infrastructure issues. Thus, Indonesia became the organizer of the championship that ended with Germany's title. In the history of the World Cups in this category, the Peruvian national team debuted in 2005 when it was home to the competition, remaining in the group stage. In 2007 he qualified for the World Cup held in South Korea, where he reached the quarter-finals. The expansion of quotas for the U17 World Cup will lead to more qualifying places for each confederation. In the case of CONMEBOL, it had 4 places that were awarded to the 4 best in the final hexagonal of the men's South American. Luciana Fuster, Miss Grand International 2023, special guest in El Salvador. Luciana Fuster, Miss Grand International 2023, special guest in El Salvador. The current Miss Grand International is one of the special guests at the National Beauty Pageant on Saturday, March 16th. Luciana Fuster, Miss Grand International 2023, arrived in Salvadoran lands for the first time on Saturday, March 16 to be part of the National Beauty Pageant. The news was confirmed by the director of the contest, Francisco Cortez, through his social networks last Wednesday, February 28. El Salvador welcomes Miss Grand International 2023, at Luciana Fusterg, with open arms. On Saturday, March 16, she will be present at the grand final of @CNB_El Salvador 2024, and will crown the new Queen of El Salvador 2024, heading to Miss Grand International 2024. She is like Fatima Calderón, Miss Grand El Salvador 2023, with whom she competed in the last edition of the international pageant. The El Salvador airport arrived to receive Luciana Fuster, current Miss Grand, who will be in the 2024 National Beauty Pageant. Fatima Calderón and the candidates for the 2024 National Beauty Pageant traveled to the El Salvador International Airport, AIES, to receive the current Miss Grand International 2023, Luciana Fuster, a native of Peru, who is the special guest of the important beauty contest in our country. Through the images that Calderón has published in stories on her Instagram account, it can be seen that she received the Queen with an emotional hug and a spectacular bouquet of flowers. Since they forged a friendship while they were competing for the coveted crown in Vietnam. Likewise, at the exit of the airport the other participants of this contest were there to give Luciana a warm welcome, and in addition, they danced incessantly to the rhythm of samba, to celebrate the arrival of the eldest queen. Fatima receives Luciana with great affection. Likewise, the organization in charge of the event published the Queen's spectacular reception on its Instagram account. Miss Grand International 2023 at Luciana Fusterg is already in El Salvador, they highlighted. In other publications that Fatima shared on said social network, it can be seen that she appears posing with Fuster. And, she did not miss the opportunity to leave a text related to the arrival of the winner. Welcome to El Salvador, El Salvador. My beautiful at Luciana Fusterg, how nice to welcome you home. What a privilege to belong to the @CNB_El Salvador family, to continue opening the doors of El Salvador in the world of beauty. Thank you, my director at francisco.cortez.sv, she expressed. International press is agitated by the news of Lima hosting the 2027 Pan American Games. Agitated by the news of Lima hosting the 2027 Pan American Games. International media highlighted the choice of the Peruvian capital as host of the important event for the second time in 8 years. Lima was made official this Tuesday, March 12, as the venue for the 20th edition of the Pan American and Pan American Games to be held in 2027. With 28 votes, the capital of Peru defeated Asunción, capital of Paraguay, in the vote. The announcement had a great impact internationally. In Colombia, it was highlighted that Lima will replace Barranquilla as the venue for the Games, since said city was stripped of this right for not complying with the payments demanded by Pan Am Sports. Pan Am Sports has already chosen the replacement for Barranquilla for the 2027 Pan American Games, headlined El Tiempo. While El Heraldo did so, Lima wins the venue for the 2027 Pan American Games that Barranquilla lost. For RCN, this Tuesday there was a new chapter in a story that had been left in the pipeline, but that this Tuesday ended up opening the wound for Colombia due to what happened with Barranquilla, which now belongs to Lima after a resounding vote. Meanwhile, in Paraguay, a country that could not win the games, they highlighted that Peru will host the most important multi-sports event on the continent. Asunción bid with Lima for the most important multi-sports event on the continent, but ended up losing against the capital of Peru in the elections, with 28 votes. The Incas are owners of the 2027 edition, ABC noted. For its part, La Nación of Paraguay detailed the process that was followed for the designation of Lima, in which the representatives of both cities had 40 minutes for their presentations. Here, they highlighted that the Paraguayan delegation had the participation, via Zoom, of the President of the nation, Santiago Peña. TIC Sports of Argentina also offered details of what was stated in the presentations and highlighted that Lima committed to building another 5 10-story towers in the Pan American Village for athletes of the new sports including cricket. The impact also reached Europe. The France 24 portal highlighted that Peru will host the Pan American Games for the second time in 8 years, with the 2019 contest serving as the debut of disciplines that would arrive at Tokyo 2022 years later, such as freestyle BMX, surfing and the climbing. Lima based its bet on the fact that most of the facilities are already ready and have hosted or are about to host top-level international events. For its part, Asunción was betting on taking advantage of the infrastructure it is advancing for the Youth Pan American Games in 2025, they mentioned. How much did he